Hey, what's up? This is Danny. So, I want to talk to you guys about a 9 to 5 versus entrepreneurship or starting your own business. Coming from both perspectives, I've been working 9 to 5 probably since I was my whole adult life. Even when I was a young teenager, I always had little odd jobs. And, with the blessings of my mother pushing me in that direction, I landed a great career in law enforcement. But over the years, I realized, I've been in law enforcement for about 12 years now, and I reached my cap, like I'm at max pay. And I'm like, my job is 30 years, and then you retire after 30 years. So after 12 years, or after 10 years, I should say, I reached my max pay. So I'm like, you mean to tell me for the next 20 years, this is the most I'm going to get paid? And I just couldn't accept that, and I'm like, I know I'm too talented, I'm too smart, I'm too intelligent, and I know I'm worth a lot more. And I know I won't be able to survive 20 more years at this pay rate because everything else goes up. Inflation, traveling, gas, everything goes up. So I was like, how can I, bring more value to myself? How can I raise my net worth or how much money I make? So I decided to start my own business, and I want to tell the parents and the kids, the whole idea of get a job, get a city job, get a state job, a government job, and get a pension. Yeah, that's all good, but honestly, nowadays, it's not like how it was in the 80s and 90s. We can't survive off a pension. We can't survive off of Social Security. Like, honestly, I don't even think Social Security is going to be around in the next 20, 30 years. And pensions aren't going to be able to sustain you. A lot of people, they retire from their jobs. They either have to get another job or move down south, or they stay in relationships because they can't afford to live on their own. But when you practice entrepreneurship, when you start your own business, you don't put a cap on your potential income. There's no, oh, you're gonna make this amount a year and then that's it. Like, you can continuously elevate. And on another note, coming from a father's perspective, I know for a fact when I leave my job, my kids can't inherit this job. But if I leave them a business, or if I leave them property or real estate, they can definitely inherit that and take that to the next level. I had I had a coworker. She's about to retire, and she said to me, I was telling her that I want to retire from my 9 to 5 early, like within the next 5 years. And she told me, she's about to retire. So she said, don't do it. She's like, don't do it, stay at the job, get your pension, blah, blah, blah. And she said to me, my pension is going to take care of me for the rest of my life. And, and I was like, I respect that. That's commendable. God bless you, if that's what your goals are and that's what you want. But I was like, I'm looking for something to take care of my kids for the rest of their life. And I know my pension isn't going to be able to do that. And honestly, you don't even get, you get a fraction of what you make. So if you're living a lifestyle off 100% off the money you come home with, and then you retire in 20, 30 years, they give you a fraction of that. So then your whole lifestyle has to change. You have to take a dip into the way you live your life. That's why people move south. That's why they get another job, or that's why they stay at their job until in their 60s, because they waiting for Social Security to kick in, and then when they do retire, they can't do nothing. They can't travel, they get sick, they're old, listen, life's not about that. Life's not about working at the same job for 20, 30 years, giving them all of that time for them to give you a fraction of what you put in. Like, that's not how the world should be. And we've been trained and institutionalized to think that's how life's supposed to be. You work 30 years, you get a pension, you retire, and then you die. Like, nah, I'm trying to live, you know. So I encourage your parents to teach your kids about entrepreneurship, starting another business, or, you know, thinking outside the box and not focusing on just getting a government job, getting a pension, because you are really putting a cap on your potential. And once we start thinking outside the box and we start, you know, being more creative and thinking of ways to get money or be successful, it's not just about a 9 to 5. Yeah, that's a security blanket, that's there. But if you really want to take it to the next level, you really want your kids to take it to the next level and get out of that rat race of going to work, going home, asking for days off, asking for vacation. Like, not everybody is meant to be a boss, but we all should be in control of our own lives. And entrepreneurship is the key to that. And you don't have to be a boss to be an entrepreneur. You just have to be a leader. You just have to be someone who take their destiny into their own hands and not become part of the rat race. Don't get on that assembly line. Don't be robotic. Don't, you know, be that person that just, I'm gonna get this 9 to 5, work 30 years, and then die. Like, that's how I look at it. You know, what are you gonna do to take it to the next level, to pass off to your kids? You know, your kids are supposed to benefit from your life. And if with your job or what you're doing you can't pass down to them, then what are you doing it for?